I almost didn't recognize myself in the photo. It was from my daughter's wedding. I should have been glowing. Instead, I looked tired, puffy, and at least 10 years older than I felt inside. When did this happen? When did I become this version of myself? I'd been in menopause for 3 years by then. 3 years of watching my body change despite doing everything right. 3 years of my belly growing while my confidence shrank. I tried the morning workouts, the early runs, the 5 a.m. gym sessions. Nothing worked. I'd push myself until I was exhausted and the scale would barely move. Sometimes it would go up. That's when a friend mentioned something her naturopath had told her about how menopausal bodies respond to mornings completely differently. How what we do in the first few minutes after waking can either signal our bodies to burn fat or hold on to it for dear life. It sounded too simple. Just 2 minutes? Really? But I was tired of complicated, tired of exhausting routines that left me drained with nothing to show for it. What I learned about cortisol and morning hormones made so much sense. Our bodies aren't broken, they're just responding to signals we didn't know we were sending. You're not doing anything wrong, you just need different information. Keep watching.
At 52, I was taking 4 different medications every day. Pills for my metabolism, pills for my hormones, pills for the side effects of the other pills, and I was still gaining weight. Then I discovered a 2-minute morning ritual that changed everything. Within 90 days, I was off all 4 medications. I had lost 25 pounds, and my doctor couldn't believe my blood work. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that ritual is, why it works so powerfully for menopausal women, and how you can start doing it tomorrow morning. Here's what you need to understand about me first. I spent 18 years working in the pharmaceutical industry. I wasn't just someone who took the medications. I was the one convincing doctors to prescribe them. I knew every clinical trial, every side effect profile, every profit margin. I was good at my job. I believed in what I was doing. When menopause hit at 50, I did what I knew how to do. I went to my doctor and asked for the medications. Hormone replacement therapy for the hot flashes and mood swings, metformin for the blood sugar that was creeping up, a sleep aid for the insomnia that kept me staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., something else for the anxiety that came from nowhere. Within a year, I was taking a handful of pills every morning. I had a pill organizer with the days of the week printed on it, the kind I used to see my grandmother use. I was 51 years old with a grandmother's medication routine, and I was still gaining weight. I was still tired all the time. I was still waking up drenched in sweat. The medications were managing symptoms, but they weren't solving anything. And I started noticing new problems: digestive issues, brain fog, a general sense of not feeling like myself anymore. At 52, my doctor ordered routine blood work. My liver enzymes came back elevated. ALT and AST, both outside normal range. My doctor said it was probably from the medications. Liver stress from processing all those compounds. His solution? He wanted to add another medication to protect my liver from the other medications. A pill to protect me from the pills. That was my breaking point. I sat in his office and something inside me snapped. I had spent nearly 2 decades helping sell pills to people. Now I was drowning in them myself. And the answer was always more pills. I told him no. I told him I needed 90 days to try something different. He was skeptical, but he agreed to monitor me. That's when I started researching what traditional cultures did before pharmaceutical companies existed. What did women in menopause do 100 years ago? 1,000 years ago? 10,000 years ago? They didn't have hormone replacement therapy. They didn't have metformin. They didn't have sleep aids or anxiety medications. Yet somehow, they survived menopause without the metabolic catastrophe so many modern women experience. There had to be something we were missing. My research led me to Peru, actually. I spent 2 weeks there visiting traditional healers and learning about ancestral medicine. One curandera, a healer woman in her 70s, told me something I'll never forget. She said, "Your modern medicine treats the body like a broken machine. But the body isn't broken. It's just hungry. Feed it what it needs, and it knows how to heal. She showed me the seeds and plants her people had used for generations. Not exotic rainforest medicines, simple things. Seeds that indigenous people around the world have relied on since the beginning of human history. I came back from Peru and started researching these seeds scientifically, and what I found amazed me. The traditional knowledge had been right all along. Modern studies were confirming what indigenous cultures had known for millennia. Certain seeds contain compounds that naturally support hormone balance and metabolic function. These aren't exotic superfoods from distant jungles with expensive price tags. They're seeds you can buy at any grocery store for a few dollars. But here's the key that the traditional healers understood, and modern nutrition often misses. It's not just about eating seeds randomly. It's about when and how you eat them that unlocks their full potential. The morning ritual I'm about to share combines 3 specific seeds in a way that primes your metabolism for the entire day. It takes less than 2 minutes to prepare. The cost is pennies per day. And the effects build over time as your body's natural systems recalibrate. Let me explain the science first, because I want you to understand why this works. Your skepticism is valuable. I was skeptical too after years in an industry that dismissed anything not patented. When you wake up in the morning, your body is in a specific hormonal state. Cortisol, your stress hormone, is naturally elevated. This is called the cortisol awakening response, and it's actually normal and helpful. It's what gives you the energy to start your day, to get out of bed, to face the world. But for menopausal women, this morning cortisol spike is often exaggerated. Lower estrogen levels mean less cortisol regulation. The hormone system that used to keep cortisol in check is now operating with key players missing. The result is that many of us wake up in a state of metabolic stress. Our blood sugar is unstable because cortisol triggers glucose release. Our fat burning is suppressed because cortisol signals the body to store energy. We're starting the day in survival mode. Our metabolism already working against us before we've even had breakfast. What the 2-minute morning ritual does is intercept this pattern. By consuming specific seed compounds before your first meal, you help stabilize blood sugar, moderate the cortisol response, and create an environment where your metabolism can function efficiently. You're working with your body's morning biochemistry instead of letting it run wild. Here are the 3 seeds that make up the ritual. The first is flaxseed. Flaxseed is the most lignan-rich food on the planet. Lignans are a type of polyphenol that your gut bacteria convert into compounds called enterolignans, specifically enterolactone and enterodiol. These compounds have a mild estrogen-like effect in the body. They're called phytoestrogens, plant estrogens. Now, before you worry about adding estrogen, understand that phytoestrogens don't work like hormone replacement therapy. They're much weaker, about 100 to 1,000 times weaker than human estrogen. What they do is occupy estrogen receptors without the strong stimulation. Think of it like this. Your estrogen receptors are like locks waiting for keys. When your own estrogen levels drop in menopause, those locks sit empty, and that emptiness causes problems. Phytoestrogens are like having placeholder keys. They fit into the locks well enough to satisfy the system without overstimulating it. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology followed 140 postmenopausal women and found that those who consumed 40 grams of flaxseed daily had significantly reduced menopausal symptoms compared to those who didn't. Hot flashes decreased, mood improved, sleep quality got better. Another study in the journal Nutrition and Cancer showed that flaxseed consumption improved markers of insulin sensitivity and reduced fasting glucose levels in postmenopausal women. The amount you need for this morning ritual is just 1 tablespoon, about 7 grams. You don't need the 40 grams used in some studies because the morning timing makes it more efficient. Your receptors are hungry when you wake up. They grab what you give them. The second seed is chia. Chia seeds were the survival food of Aztec warriors. Historical records describe runners carrying small pouches of chia on journeys of hundreds of miles. The seeds provided sustained energy without weighing them down or requiring preparation. The reason chia works so well for metabolic health is its unique combination of three things: soluble fiber, complete protein, and omega-3 fatty acids. It's an unusual combination in a single food. When chia seeds contact liquid, they form a gel coating. This is from the soluble fiber. This gel dramatically slows down digestion and creates a gradual release of nutrients into your system. For blood sugar control, this effect is powerful. Instead of glucose hitting your bloodstream all at once and triggering an insulin spike, it trickles in slowly over hours. Your pancreas doesn't have to produce a surge of insulin. Your cells remain sensitive to the insulin that is produced, and your body stays in a state where fat burning remains possible. Research published in Diabetes Care followed overweight adults who supplemented with chia seeds. They showed improved markers of insulin sensitivity, reduced blood pressure, and decreased inflammation markers. All from a seed that costs less than $1 per week. Another study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that chia seed consumption reduced post-meal blood sugar spikes by over 30%. That's comparable to some diabetes medications, without any side effects. The amount for the morning ritual is 1 tablespoon, about 12 grams. The third seed is pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas. Pumpkin seeds are nature's mineral supplement. They're exceptionally high in magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper. All of these minerals are crucial for metabolic function, and all are commonly depleted in menopausal women. Magnesium alone is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including glucose metabolism, energy production, and muscle function. Studies consistently show that magnesium deficiency is linked to insulin resistance, and studies also show that the majority of American adults don't get enough magnesium from their diet. During menopause, magnesium needs actually increase, while intake often decreases. It's a perfect storm for deficiency. Zinc is essential for hormone production, immune function, and wound healing. It's also directly involved in the production of leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full. Low zinc often means constant hunger, even after eating adequate calories. Pumpkin seeds are also a good source of tryptophan, the amino acid precursor to serotonin and melatonin. This can help with mood and sleep, two common struggles during menopause. The morning ritual includes 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. Now let me show you exactly how to put this together. The 2-minute morning ritual is simple. First thing in the morning, before you eat anything else, before coffee, before tea, combine 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seeds in a small bowl or cup. Add about half a cup of warm water and stir well. Let it sit for 60 seconds while the chia begins to form its gel. Then drink or eat the mixture. Some people add a squeeze of lemon for taste and extra vitamin C to help iron absorption. Some people add a sprinkle of cinnamon for blood sugar support, but neither is necessary. The seeds alone do the work. That's it. Less than 2 minutes total. You can prepare a week's worth of the seed mixture in advance, storing it in an airtight container in the refrigerator, so your morning prep is even faster. The key is doing this before you eat anything else. You want these seeds to be the first thing that hits your digestive system in the morning. They create the metabolic foundation for everything you eat the rest of the day. I want to tell you what happened when I started this ritual, during those 90 days I'd asked my doctor for. The first week, I noticed I wasn't as hungry by mid-morning. I used to feel like I was starving by 10 a.m., even after what I thought was a decent breakfast. That constant gnawing hunger started to fade. By day 4 or 5, I realized I wasn't thinking about food all morning the way I used to. By week 2, my energy was more stable through the day. I wasn't hitting that afternoon wall where I needed coffee or sugar just to function. The crashes that used to send me to the vending machine smoothed out. My energy was lower overall maybe, but steadier, more usable. By week 4, I stepped on the scale and had lost 7 pounds. I hadn't changed anything else deliberately. Same general diet, same activity level, just the morning seed ritual. 7 pounds in 4 weeks without trying. By week 6, my hot flashes had decreased noticeably. I was having maybe 1 or 2 a day instead of 6 or 7. I was sleeping better. The middle of the night wake-ups were less frequent. By week 8, my doctor ran blood work at my request. My fasting glucose had dropped from 118 to 94, out of the pre-diabetic range entirely. My liver enzymes, which had been elevated from medications, were back in normal range. My inflammation markers had improved. He looked at the numbers twice and asked what I was doing differently. By month 3, I had lost 25 pounds and was off all 4 medications. One by one, with my doctor's supervision, we removed them. I didn't need them anymore. My body was regulating itself. My doctor said he'd never seen someone reverse course so dramatically without pharmaceutical intervention. He asked me for the seed recipe. I'm not saying seeds cured me. I'm saying they gave my body the support it needed to start healing itself. That's what nature's pharmacy does. It doesn't force outcomes the way synthetic drugs do. It creates conditions for your body's own intelligence to work. But I need to be honest with you about something important. While this morning ritual is powerful, getting consistent therapeutic doses of the specific compounds from seeds alone can be variable. The lignan content in flaxseed varies based on where it's grown, how it's processed, how it's stored. The omega-3 in chia depends on soil quality. The mineral content in pumpkin seeds fluctuates with growing conditions. That's why many women in our community have been using a concentrated formula that combines seed-derived compounds in consistent therapeutic doses. It includes berberine, which is naturally found in seeds and barks, and has been shown in studies to be as effective as metformin for blood sugar control, but without the digestive side effects. It contains concentrated plant thermogenics that support fat burning naturally. What makes this formula different is that it doesn't contain harsh stimulants or synthetic ingredients. It works the way nature intended, just more reliably and efficiently than eating variable quality seeds. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment if you want to learn more about it. But whether you try that formula or not, the morning seed ritual works on its own. I did it for months before I ever tried any concentrated formula. The formula just makes things easier and more consistent for women who want that extra support. Let me continue with tips to maximize the effectiveness of this ritual. Tip number 1. Grind your flaxseed fresh or buy pre-ground and store it in the freezer. This is crucial. Whole flax seeds pass through your system completely undigested. You don't absorb any of the lignans because the outer shell is too tough for your digestive system to break down. You're just wasting the seed. Ground flaxseed starts oxidizing once exposed to air, which reduces its benefits. So freshness matters. I keep a small coffee grinder just for flaxseed. Every few days I grind a small batch. It takes 30 seconds and makes a significant difference in effectiveness. If you buy pre-ground, store it in the freezer to slow oxidation. Tip number 2. Make sure you're getting enough liquid with the seeds. Chia absorbs up to 12 times its weight in water. If you don't have enough liquid, the chia can actually pull water from your digestive tract and cause discomfort, bloating, even constipation. Half a cup of water is the minimum. More is perfectly fine. Tip number 3. Give it at least 30 minutes before eating your regular breakfast. This allows the seeds to begin their work in your digestive system before other foods complicate things. I usually do the seed ritual when I first wake up, then shower and get ready for my day. By the time I'm done, 30 to 40 minutes have passed and I'm ready for breakfast. Tip number 4. Be consistent. The effects of this ritual build over time. Your gut bacteria adapt to process the lignans more efficiently. Your blood sugar regulation improves gradually as insulin sensitivity recovers. Your hormone receptors recalibrate to the phytoestrogens. Missing one day won't ruin everything, but consistency is what creates lasting change. I've been doing this ritual every single morning for over 3 years. It's as automatic as brushing my teeth. Let me talk about common mistakes that undermine the ritual's effectiveness. Mistake number 1 is using low-quality seeds. Not all seeds are created equal. Conventional flaxseed is often treated with pesticides that can counteract some of the hormonal benefits. Look for organic seeds when possible. They're not much more expensive and make a difference. Mistake number 2 is expecting immediate dramatic results. This isn't a drug that forces a response in 30 minutes. It's nutrition that supports your body's natural healing processes. Most women notice subtle changes in the first 2 weeks, but significant shifts in weight and blood markers typically show up around weeks 4 to 8. Mistake number 3 is adding sugar to the mixture to improve the taste. This completely undermines the blood sugar stabilizing effect. The whole point is starting your day without a glucose spike. Keep it simple. Water and seeds, maybe lemon or cinnamon, no sweeteners. I mentioned that concentrated formula earlier. Many women find that combining the morning seed ritual with the formula produces faster and more noticeable results. The ritual provides the foundation. The formula provides consistent therapeutic doses. If you're curious, I'll leave information in the pinned comment. It's not for everyone, but for those who want additional support, it's worth looking into. Let me summarize the 2-minute morning ritual. Step 1. Combine 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, and 1 tablespoon pumpkin seeds. Step 2. Add half a cup of warm water and stir. Step 3. Let sit for 60 seconds while chia gels. Step 4. Drink or eat the mixture. Step 5. Wait at least 30 minutes before breakfast. Do this every morning. Be consistent. Track your progress. I spent 18 years selling pills. I believed in pharmaceutical solutions because that was my world. When those same pills failed me, when they started damaging my liver while failing to solve my problems, I had to look elsewhere. What I found in seeds wasn't some mystical alternative medicine. It was original medicine. The same compounds humans have relied on for thousands of years. The medicine that kept our ancestors alive and healthy before pharmaceutical companies existed. Big Pharma doesn't profit from seeds that cost a few dollars at the grocery store. They can't patent a flaxseed. There's no prescription they can write for chia, so they don't study it. They don't promote it. They pretend it doesn't work. But your body knows better. Your body evolved with these foods. When you give it what it actually needs, it knows how to heal. If this video helped you, leave a comment telling me when you're starting the ritual. Tomorrow morning? This weekend? I read every comment and love celebrating your commitment. In my next video, I'm going to reveal the evening ritual that pairs with this morning practice. When you do both together, you create a full 24-hour cycle of metabolic support. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Your body is not broken. It's just been given the wrong tools. Seeds are the right tools. I'll see you in the next one.